Just in the last week alone, we have taken in approximately 15 bottle babies. And what that means is those are anywhere between a day old to 4 weeks old. And the majority of the kittens that we've really seen in this last week are between about a day old and like a week old. And what that means is they need feeding every 3 hours. So I was just talking to our foster coordinator who's actually fostering 2 little bottle babies, and she said that they are doing a great job of keeping her up every 3 hours. So it's a big job.
Well, it's a job that would wear you out.
Yeah, and that's kind of why, I mean, it takes a village. So, 15 kittens in 1 week. We know that each year we get in around 400 to 500 kittens alone. Guys like these also need fosters. I mean, you can just tell they're starved for attention and they want all the love in the world. So, but we are always needing foster families, and the cool thing is we have a plethora of animals, so we can really match them to what you are able to do. So if you want to get up every 3 hours and feed bottle babies, they're really cute. It's just, it takes someone who maybe can run on a little less sleep. Or you can take guys like Iris and Poppy home who, maybe they have a little stampede at 2 in the morning, but other than that, they're self-sufficient. They eat on their own. They just want playtime and love. Or you can do an old senior kitty who just wants a nice, soft, quiet place to sleep, or a dog or a puppy. I mean, we've got everything, but especially kittens right now. Those are kind of like the big needs right now.
Well, it sounds like you'll work with you whatever the situation is.
Absolutely.
And if someone needs to be trained about how to do this.
Yeah, so we do trainings. We actually just had our first kitten training last Friday, and it went really, really well. So thank you to all the fosters that came out for that. And we're going to be doing another training next month. But in addition to that, if you just decide one day that you're able to help out with this, but you don't even know where to begin, or where a kitten's eyes or nose are, we can walk you through all of that. We can tell you how often they need to be fed, how they need to be fed, what they eat. We also do our best to supply everything for our foster families. So you don't even need to have anything. You don't need to have extra money or anything like that. We can give you litter boxes and litters and scoops and bowls, whatever you need.
Well, and it sounds like, there's all kinds of different, you may like doing this so much that you end up going from a foster to having some kittens or dogs, or just there's all kinds of things. Maybe you want to see if your kids, how they deal with animals or whatever. There
are a lot of perks to fostering. For one, we call them foster wins here, but I will say personally, I have adopted a couple of my fosters. So that's the cool thing, is fosters get the first opportunity to adopt. And it's a really good opportunity to kind of see how your resident animals will do with new animals, and whether they would want like a younger kitty or an older dog or whatever. And same with kids. It's also really good for teaching kids a little bit about responsibility. So if your kids have been pestering you about getting animals and you're just like, I don't know if they're ready for that, this is a really good way to kind of dip your toe in the water and see how they actually do with animals in the home, and also teach them what it means to really care for animals. The other thing I didn't talk about too is you don't have to pay for any of the medical bills when they are your foster animals. We have a great clinic that you can, will utilize and get these guys vaccinated and their spay-neuter surgeries. So there's also no real financial commitment fostering these guys as far as their medical care. So that's the other nice thing.
And they're out and about, and they're not in this environment.
Exactly. We actually cannot keep bottle babies or neonates in general here. If they are under 8 weeks of age, we do not keep them here overnight, simply because when you have animals here, the number of animals and people that we have walking through the building, it makes them so much more susceptible to any kind of illness. So they will be so much happier, so much healthier in your home.
These guys over here.
Yeah. This is crabby and starfish. We promise crabby is not crabby, though. These guys are around 2 weeks old, so you can see that their eyes are just now opening, and they are starting to kind of move around a little bit, but they are still here. I'll open up the cage, too, so you guys can see. We'll have to be a little bit careful. Whoop. So here they are, crabby and starfish. And look, you could have one of these at your home. Now, if you find kittens like this outside, actually what we encourage you to do is leave them there, because chances are mom is there, she's keeping an eye on them, and their survival rate goes up quite a bit when mama is taking care of them. You know, as people, we do our best, but you know, we can't replace how incredible mama cats are to their babies. Right. So it's really important that they stay, and you can always kind of monitor them. And once they hit 8 weeks of age, then at that point you can work on bringing them in and getting them spayed or neutered or talking to us about surrendering them. But that way they have the very best opportunity at survival and socialization with their mom.
So Allie, if I'm interested in this and I'm thinking this is for me, this is what I want to do, just contact.
Absolutely, yeah. So our website, or to find the foster page, if you're interested in fostering, you go to fredspca.org/foster. And then the other thing, if you're not able to foster, you're not able to adopt, we have volunteering. We have a lot of volunteers that will actually come in, and they will help in these kind of behind the scenes areas and cleaning, helping with bottle feed if we get some bottle babies in that, you know, need a feeding in the middle of the afternoon. If you're kind of interested in the veterinary field, volunteering is also a great way to dip your toe in the water, because you can kind of start to work with animals and really learn about the care that they require. And then lastly, donations. We always need monetary donations, of course, but one thing that we have really been hurting for lately is supplies to feed all of these very, very hungry mouths. So kitten supplies, we need kitten food, we need dog food we are very low on, puppy food. We have about 175 animals currently in our care, and so, you know, again, it takes a village to do all of the care and everything, and in particular to feed them.